Greetings, this is Michael W. Ford. Today's video is about how the devil got his horns. We all know the modern depictions of the adversary in various forms and the devil from various cultures. But actually, the representation of the concept of the devil goes back several thousand years in various cultures, to even going back to the Babylonian, Neo-Assyrian, and even Sumerian period, where chthonic or underworldly deities and demons, basically messengers of the gods, were depicted with horns. In the Neo-Babylonian period, demons and other types of chaotic entities were represented with horns. Now, in the Aramaic incantation bowls of about the 5th century CE, during the period of early Christianity, the ending of Zoroastrianism with the advent of Islam, depicts demonic powers with horns. And then we have early Christianity and Jewish demonology. The essence of the demonic in Hebrew mythology and religion, and even magical aspects, is that the concept of the demonic is a very hostile force that can damage humanity in various ways. Now, the modern Luciferian, in my work, I've discovered that you have to go with respect to Hebrew religion, to the origins of those adversaries. And then you can find associating energies, power, and spirit as also beneficial and positive. After all, in that type of religious background, and many different cultures are like this, the other, or what they don't accept, or what the priesthood does not accept, is labeled demonic. Now, early sources in Jewish and Christian demonology, with all the influences, are representing different manifestations of the adversary. One of the earliest, representing and finding connection with Pan, is the Satyrs. Now, their definition and their concept are as goat-like demonic entities, hairy, fur-covered beings. These were originally nature spirits, and we know from the Palestinian Paneas, a small cult center dedicated to Pan, a god of chaos and masculine force and nature, primal force, is associated with the mount and is located in the one of the avenues of Mount Hermon. Hermon is the forbidden mountain from the Book of Enoch, where the 200 Watchers descended and made an oath to instruct humanity on various arts and knowledge. Now, nature spirits could be both beneficial or friendly, and chaotic and destructive. And it depends on how they were interpreted and the situation you were in. We see that Azazel, who was a watcher that had many forms, could assume many forms, has one aspect that associates him with the sacrificial goat, or the goat to Azazel in biblical lore. Demonic wilderness spirits are generally associated with how we would look at in European mythology, Northern European mythology as well, in France, as the werewolf. Demonic wilderness spirit that's both represents fertility and primal savagery. Now, there is various texts representing and describing the concept of Pan as having powers of possession, being panalepsy. Yeah, it's a thing. And this was known in various Greek religious myths and writings, such as Euphrates and the myth of Medea. Iamblichus and Orphica also discusses that. Pan is also in the Palestinian Paneas, the cave, the sacred cave to Pan, was associated with the gates of Hades, or the underworld. Paneas, or Banias, was later known in the Roman period as Caesarea Philippi, and it's at the mouth of the river Jordan. This was through the Seleucid times, through the Roman and beyond. Now, relating to what I would call demonic geography. And this is important in that in the celestial hierarchy, in the concept of demonology, demons were generally, except for the highest ones, located in lower heavens, as there are different levels, 7. And they were generally around or past river boundaries, which were mythologically and religiously, magically, spiritual restrictions. And there were commonly different types, and as this went on, terrestrial, celestial demons as well, having different powers and things that are either beneficial or that could be directed as forces to remove something else. Now, generally in the ancient world, demons were associated with divine punishment. Now, in Mesopotamia, Babylonia, it was the Anunnaki that the demons served, the gods of the heavens, and who dwelt also in the underworld, related to the realm of the dead. In the Old Testament, the devil, or Satan, was an angel who was a demonic messenger who tested and punished those that were deemed appropriate to do so with. And later, as demonology in the New Testament and the various aspects of monotheism, demons were generally more in a chaotic role and had much more in a kind of satanic aspect, a lot more representations. But there have been found a lot of texts and depictions of the demonic, which for Luciferian, those energies that at first appear terrible and horrific actually represent some primal aspect of nature, or an aspect that can be directed and balanced by one who is skilled at doing so. Physical manifestations of the devil. Now, horns in the ancient world represented authority, represented power, knowledge, and that's why you see the devil and, of course, Baphomet, the Sabbatic goat, as having the two horns of power. In Sufism, the story of Dual Khanin, or the two-horned one, is associated with being a wise one. The torch between the horns is the fire of the black flame, the essence of the Luciferian spirit. Now, hybrid forms are common, although in much lore, satanic spirits, or the devil specifically, can assume many different human and animal forms. But commonly in the ancient world, hybrid forms, or theriomorphism, are representations of the chaotic and dark, representing something outside of our casual cosmic reality. Generally, they had animal-human combinations with specific features, horns, tails, and various animal appendages. With Lilith and the ancient Babylonian demons, the Hebrew demons, night and storm spirits generally had owl or some type of predatory bird claws. Some Jewish demons could have chicken legs, including the ones in the Aramaic bulls found in the old Neo-Assyrian locations. And there is a relation to the demonic with Greek mythological beings who were ambivalent and not necessarily sinister. Common demonic activities in the ancient world were harm to the young or pregnant women, and possession, and plagues and disasters. They could have spiritual and physical effects, and essentially they were chaotic powers that could be directed for protection and benefits. Now, evolution of demonic concepts in apocalyptic literature after the early time of Christianity was great in the expansion of the demonic. There were associations when Satan became identified with an aspect of Lucifer. There was a relationship to the Nephilim, or the giants, and as being offspring of fallen angels, more or less immortal demonic beings, as you can see within the Book of Enoch. And into the medieval period, there were developments of hierarchical structures, much like that of the Judeo-Christian angels. The Christian adaptations later on integrated Jewish and Greek concepts into this demonology. And there was a reinterpretation of pagan deities as demons. And Christian demonology really pushed that after the Dark Ages into a realm that is filled with repression, oppression, and the devil would represent the liberation and the gateway into the old concepts of darkness. There is a lasting imperative with modern demonology, not only as myths, but as spiritual realities. And in Luciferianism, beyond the foundation of philosophy, one may seek to conjure, summon, evoke, or invoke those energies to compel change by the energy within us to what we are calling outside and our force of will to direct, concentrate, and channel it in a balanced, productive way. I hope that the next time you see depictions of the devil, whether it be from the Luciferian Apotheka with our tongue-in-cheek, non-serious representations or comments of the devil, to the very serious and dedicated aspects as well, that the adversary represents wisdom, power, trespassing boundaries, balance, conquering, strength of will, all of these things, often under a veneer or a form that is more ambivalent and observes. All of this is tied within the 11 points of power and the essence of Luciferianism, whether divine or demonic, represents as above, so below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, spread the video, my other works. Leave your comments below. We'll answer in due course. And